Becca Scheer struggled with food addiction for her entire life. And after numerous unsuccessful diets, she topped the scale at 350 pounds. But after a dire wake-up call, Becca took control of her health, reset her mind and her body, and found peace and purpose. Here's her story.
I've struggled with weight my entire life. Some people have an addiction to drugs. My addiction was food. But 4 years ago, my world came crashing down when I lost my cousin to heroin addiction. I remember being at his funeral, just angry that he had let his addiction win. And that's when I realized that I was letting mine win as well. And I realized that if I didn't take control of my health, that I could die too. I cut processed sugar out of my diet, and I started watching my portions. And more importantly, I started asking myself why I soothed through food. So I started to process my feelings in a more healthy manner through journaling, through meditation, through nature walks, and eventually it led me to losing 200 pounds in 11 and a half months. By transforming my body and even more importantly, my mind, I have become the best version of me.
What an inspiring reset. Please, Tam Fam, let's welcome via Skype from Richmond, Virginia, Becca Scheer. Becca, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, Tamron.
Of course. There were so many things that you said in your video diary and what I know of your story, but I was so moved by the through line of addiction where you talk about food addiction and also substance abuse or substance addiction, the connective line there and how it impacted you and your family member, your cousin.
Yes, what happened for me was just the ultimate wake-up call. It was that I never thought of food as my addiction until I was sitting at his funeral, and it just hit me. It just hit me that this addiction could take me just as easily as his addiction had taken him.
Yeah, and that is the thing. I think a lot of people don't get the connection. And you did. After the funeral, and when you're in that moment of reset and you're at home, do you remember if there was a wake-up call beyond what you saw at the funeral where you turned it into action? Because I think it's one thing to have this sad moment, right? And you say, I have to do better, I have to change, and then you do it. You actually reset.
Right. There was this whole chain of events around his funeral that had happened. I was getting my nails done before I was headed to Tampa for his funeral. I broke the chair I was sitting in. At the airport, I couldn't fit in the stall that was available to me. I couldn't sit in the airplane seat without an extender on the belt. There was just this perfect storm of events. It was just the wake-up call that I needed. And then one morning, sitting at home, it was just in the middle of the day. I had my breakfast with me, and I just, at that moment, I quite literally tossed it across the room, and just change was what I needed.
See, and I knew it when I saw the story of your cousin. It touched my heart clearly, but I knew that there were layers behind it, and hearing the chair and all of the other things that added up. People often look for one breaking point, but we know, what is it? It's a feather, a brick, a wall. I always get that saying wrong, that you keep getting hit and then you stand up. When you look at yourself now, how do you describe what you see? And I'm not talking about the number on the scale.
I look at myself now, I see a more positive person. I see a more gracious person. I see what happened with me. I was my biggest critic. And I would oftentimes throw those criticisms outward because I got so tired of criticizing myself. So it became this cycle of me being a very critical person of everybody around me. I was judgmental. I could be harsh at times. By softening up on myself and bringing that grace in within myself, I became this whole different person. And that's been my favorite part of this whole transformation.
Yeah, well, because what you just said, Becca, truly is that line, hurt people hurt people. And we often wonder about the bullies and the folks who are doing these things, what's really going on inside of them. When we come back, more of Becca's journey, how she went from trying many diets in the past unsuccessfully to where she is now with meaning and purpose. Stay with us as we reset for the new year in the right way after the break. I'm here with Becca Scheer, who struggled with food addiction She says her entire life, at one point topping the scale at 353 pounds. But after losing her cousin and a series of other heartbreaking incidents, Becca got the wake-up call. She says she needed to take control of her life. And not only did she lose the weight in just 11 and a half months, a total of 200 pounds, she reset her life and is now a certified habit coach. Becca, first, tell me, what does a habit coach do?
What I love about what I do is I get down into the behaviors of why we do what we do. And what I found was, with me, I was doing all these different diets. I was doing all these different things. I never really focused on my behaviors or the whys behind my behaviors, or trying to fix these bad habits that I had. So what I do is I help guide people into forming new healthy habits that will help them form a long-lasting healthy lifestyle instead of just a temporary diet, hopefully to get them out of that yo-yo dieting cycle that we often get stuck in.
You also chronicle all of this on social media, and people have just fallen in love with how you've shared the story, why you shared the story. What do you believe is the connection there to folks seeing you do it and believing they can do it too?
I don't sugarcoat a lot of the things that I went through. Really to highlight the fact that this is something that is obtainable, that you can do. It's why I remain just real. I'm real, and that draws people into it because of the authenticity behind it.
You have a lot of fans out there. I don't know if you know this guy. His name is Matt. Take a look at what Matt sent.
Hey, beautiful. I just wanted to let you know that your motivation, dedication, and determination is inspiring. I know this journey has not been easy, but I can't be more proud of you. Your spirit is so infectious, you even inspired me to lose 85 pounds. I'm glad we're on this journey together because you also inspired me to be a better man, husband, and father to our 3 boys. I love you more and more each day, and I can't wait to live a long and healthy life with you and our 3 boys.
Oh, Matt, Becca's husband, sent that reset for the New Year video. How does it feel to hear your partner in life be so proud of you, Becca?
It's amazing. We did this as a team. We wanted to bring a healthier life to our boys. The whole reason I did all of this was for them. I wanted to be here for them, and to hear that he's proud, that's everything.
Becca, I said I wasn't going to cry during every show in the year 2022. That was my little resolution. And you and our other guests today have all had me emotional, because it is a powerful testament when we have the ability to reset and we have the chance to share how we did it with other people. So thank you for sharing, and thank Matt and those adorable boys that you have, and congratulations on everything that you're doing and sharing with other people. Thank you, Becca, and we love having you in the TAM fam.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.